Vitamin B3 has long been recognized for its cardiovascular benefits, but recent research is providing a more nuanced and positive picture of how it can support heart health at a cellular level. Beyond the well-known cholesterol-modulating effects of niacin, newer studies focusing on NAD restoration are revealing mechanisms by which B3, through its various forms including nicotinic acid, nicotinamide, nicotinamide riboside, NR, and nicotinamide mononucleotide, NMN, can improve vascular function, reduce arterial stiffness, and decrease low-grade inflammation, all of which are critical for cardiovascular resilience. These findings suggest that vitamin B3 supplementation is more than a traditional therapy. It is a proactive way to maintain endothelial health, preserve arterial flexibility, and support metabolic efficiency as the heart ages. The cardiovascular system relies heavily on a steady supply of energy and tightly regulated signaling, both of which are directly influenced by NAD levels. NAD fuels sirtuins, enzymes that regulate endothelial function, mitochondrial efficiency, and cellular stress responses. As NAD declines with age, these protective pathways become less effective, leading to stiffening arteries, reduced nitric oxide availability, and a heightened inflammatory state. This contributes to common age-related cardiovascular changes, including increased blood pressure, endothelial dysfunction, and a greater risk for atherosclerosis. By supplying precursors such as NR or NMN, vitamin B3 helps replenish NAD levels, thereby restoring these critical cellular functions and creating a foundation for better vascular health. Clinical trials and human studies provide compelling evidence for these effects. Supplementation with NR or NMN has been shown to improve endothelial function in older adults, often measured by flow-mediated dilation, a key indicator of blood vessel responsiveness. Improved endothelial function enhances the ability of arteries to dilate properly, supporting better blood flow, lowering peripheral resistance, and reducing the workload on the heart. This is particularly important because endothelial dysfunction is one of the earliest predictors of cardiovascular disease, and interventions that improve it are likely to yield long-term protective benefits. Another major cardiovascular benefit of B3 supplementation is its effect on arterial stiffness. Stiff arteries increase cardiac workload and contribute to higher systolic blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart attacks, strokes, and kidney disease. Clinical evidence indicates that NAD-boosting B3 forms can help preserve arterial elasticity. For example, trials with older adults and individuals with metabolic syndrome have shown measurable improvements in pulse wave velocity, a direct measure of arterial stiffness, after several weeks of NR or NMN supplementation. While these changes are incremental, they are meaningful in terms of long-term cardiovascular risk reduction and suggest that B3 can help maintain arterial resilience well into older age. Inflammation reduction is yet another area where B3 demonstrates cardiovascular promise. Chronic low-grade inflammation contributes to atherosclerotic plaque development and endothelial impairment. NAD-dependent pathways regulated by B3 help modulate inflammatory signaling, reducing the production of pro-inflammatory cytokines and supporting vascular immune balance. Human trials often report reductions in markers like C-reactive protein, CRP, and interleukin-6, indicating that supplementation can gently but consistently calm systemic inflammation. This anti-inflammatory effect complements improvements in endothelial function and arterial flexibility, creating a comprehensive cardiovascular benefit that addresses multiple root causes of age-related decline. Safety and practicality are additional reasons for optimism. Niacin has been used for decades to manage cholesterol levels, though its flushing effect can be a barrier for some. NR and NMN, by contrast, are extremely well tolerated in clinical trials, raising NAD effectively without significant side effects. This makes NAD restoration a feasible, real-world approach for long-term cardiovascular support, whether in otherwise healthy adults aiming to preserve heart health or in those at higher metabolic risk seeking to improve vascular function safely. Perhaps the most encouraging aspect of this research is the cumulative effect on cardiovascular resilience. Improved endothelial function, greater arterial flexibility, and reduced inflammation do not just reduce measurable risk factors. They enhance the body's ability to respond to stress, recover from minor vascular insults, and maintain efficient circulation over time. These changes are subtle and gradual, but their long-term implications for reducing age-related cardiovascular events are substantial. By reinforcing the cellular and metabolic underpinnings of vascular health, B3 supplementation may help people not only live longer, but maintain better functional heart health throughout their lives. In summary, vitamin B3, through its impact on NAD metabolism, represents a scientifically grounded, practical, and promising strategy for cardiovascular protection. By improving endothelial function, reducing arterial stiffness, and calming chronic inflammation, B3 supports multiple mechanisms that underlie heart health. The research indicates that supplementation, especially with NR or NMN, can provide safe, incremental, and cumulative benefits, strengthening the vascular system at a cellular level. While it is not a replacement for a heart-healthy lifestyle, B3 offers a realistic and evidence-based tool to complement diet, exercise, and other interventions, helping the cardiovascular system remain resilient, efficient, and responsive well into older age.